It's a wonderful day in the Philippines. Wonderful day in the Philippines. A wonderful day in the Philippines. Won't you be my neighbor? It's a wonderful day in the Philippines. Wonderful day in the Philippines. Wonderful day in the Philippines. Won't you be my neighbor? Welcome to Gerard Black and Philippines with the Truth. I want to welcome you to my channel, all my subscribers, future subscribers, all my commenters, all my haters, my peaches, my triggers. I want to welcome each and every one of you to my channel. And I'm so glad we having this time together. Now, right off the top, right off the top, I have to say I apologize for the way this mic ended up performing. I tell you, I have the most horrible luck with mics. So you're going to hear a few glitches in here and what have you. It should be nothing new to a lot of you who keep complaining that you need to do something about your mic. I'm trying. Here in the Philippines, you can't find a good mic. Okay, so also, there's something I want to share with you. So just hold on a second. Let me set up, and I'll be right back. And remember, you're watching Gerard Black in the Philippines with the Truth. Don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, share, and like. And leave a comment. I enjoyed it. In fact, I'm going to start this off by reading one comment. I'll be right back. Okay. First, I want to add something about the foreign worker, the girl I was telling you about. I happen to know her very well. In fact, she used to work at a job that she wore a uniform. And, when I would hug her, I would slip my hand down to the lower part of her back and check if she had panties on. And I would say, "Oh, you're not wearing panties tonight." She said, "No, Gerard, I'm not wearing panties." And became our kind of like our running game. Yeah, I did it with a couple of the girls, but she was the best one I played it with. But I remember a time when she couldn't have a baby, and her and her husband or her partner were trying everything they could to have a child. I'm sweating so because I turned the fan off. A potholder? Why not? So they were trying every way they can to have a child. But so over the course of a time, whenever she would do a pregnancy test, she would come to work and she was very upset. And tears in her eyes saying she's not pregnant. And what happened was that she ended up getting a cat. She got a cat, which is, it's no substitute, but I guess it was a substitute for her. And then the cat had kittens, and I was bringing, cat food, cat treats for a cat, and all that stuff like this. And she was very delighted. She was very happy. And I told her, "Look, I keep praying for you. I keep praying for you to have a child." And one night she came in, and she would smile. She said, "Gerard, I'm pregnant." And oh my God, we held each other. I don't remember if I cried or not, but I knew I had tears in my eyes because I was so happy for this girl, to finally get what she wanted, and that was a child. And it's funny because me and I are trying to have a baby. And so she gave me a technique that me and I should try. And after I finish this video, I'm going to put it into practice. Okay, so what I want to tell you is that this one commenter who said this about foreign workers, he says most OFWs, that's what they call OFW, overseas foreign workers, do get a choice to have one day off and go out to meet other workers, buy personal items, and wire money home. But most choose to work 7 days because the pay is so low. I personally heard from my girl and friends quite a few horror stories of abuse. Married women coming home pregnant and not getting paid on time. These women are regarded as heroes and pretty much single-handedly kept the Philippine economy afloat during the time when the entire world shut down. Definitely some unselfish, tough, ill ladies indeed. And that just goes to show you that, yeah, some horrible things happen, but they are hardworking and they make the sacrifice to do overseas working. Now, uh, um, I promised you another story I'm going to tell you. And this story here is going to be about why a lot of old men come to the Philippines. You know, not so much coming to the Philippines, but come knowing that this is where they're going to die. This is where they choose the land that they're going to die on. And even with Mia, she knows that if something happens to me, cremate me, and sprinkle me in the wind, because this way everybody who know me, everybody can, who think about me, all they have to do is take a breath, breathe in, and the air that they breathe is the memories of me, because that's where I will be. I will be in the wind. So anyway, I have a friend. He is he is definitely been one of the key points of my being here in the Philippines. We created a bond, we tore a bond, we created a bond. But I liked him. I liked him a lot. He was very honest and open, and he was a retired police officer, and he had his way about him. He had his view of the world. A New York retired police officer, so he had his stories, and we often go back and forth about the police cases that are happening in New York, and those police cases back in. In fact, he was shot. I shot his. See, they got shot my finger off. But yeah, we go back and forth with the stories. And then the politics came in, and he's definitely a diehard Trump supporter, which is if that's who you support, you support. But for the life of me, I can't see why someone is. You see, one good thing about debating, if you're a good debater, and I used to do it in school, if you're a good debater, you should be able to argue both sides of the argument, both sides of the conversation. You should have the insight to see the other person's point of view. And you should have the wherewithal to be able to argue their point of view against you. You know what I'm saying? That's truly understanding what's happening, and that's truly having a grasp of what's going on. But if you lock yourself into or goose step yourself into one train of thought, it's not healthy. Leave it at that. It's not healthy. So anyway, I don't want to get too much into that. But he was always a good cop. In fact, there was one time we were at this place, and he gets very loud. He drinks and he gets loud. Short guy, short. And this one big guy was, he was arguing with him. There was me, this guy, and the big guy. And this guy had a big voice, the short guy. And so I go, "Well, you shut up." He said, "Oh yeah, you make me shut up." So the big guy got up and he's towering over the little guy. And when he went back like this to hit this little guy, I grabbed his wrist. I said, "Man, what are you doing? You can't hit this guy. You would kill him." You know what I'm saying? Look how big you are. Look at you. I mean, you would cave in his whole face if you hit this guy. But little did I know, the little guy took advantage of my holding his wrist and went pow, punched the big guy in the face. And so there was a scuffle between two other guys, him and another guy, whatever, who's also sticking up for the little guy. And so it became talked around Dumageddon, and I had a little clip of it because one of my girlfriends who were with me videotaped a little clip of it and posted it. And so maybe if I find it, I'll see if I can do it. So anyway, So what happens that it spread around. Oh yeah, Gerard jumped so and so, three guys on this one guy, and it was nothing further than the truth. But that's just how it spread it, So anyway, I mean, I've seen the big guy since then. He's kind of hesitant to want to shake my hand. Hey man, what's up, man? How you doing? What was then, and now is now. So anyway, he's very sick now. Very sick. And there have been, over the past month, a few foreigners who I've heard of passing away or sick, that they went back to the States and knowing that they won't be returning because of the illness. This guy here, I stopped and saw him, and he was laying in bed and couldn't get up. He was in so much pain. He says, I'm going to an operation. He said, but the chances are very slim that I'll make it. And he says, I hope I don't make it because I can't keep living like this. And knowing how he feels, I wanted to interview him. That's what I really wanted to do. I wanted to interview him, not only for him, but for his son. He has a stepson, 12 years old. And I thought maybe this would be a chance to leave a video message or something like this to him, for him. Some of the things that maybe, years from now, when he get older, he can click on it and say, see his father talking about him. I doubt if he'll ever know that this video is posted and I'm talking about him. Now, his father left him, or he's not left him, he hasn't left him yet, but he has $2 million. Now, I don't know if it's 2 million American or 2 million pesos, but he has 2 million in the bank. And come to find out that in the Philippines, now he was going to leave it in the bank till his son is 18 years old to be able to get it and do what he wants with it. But come to find out, if you leave money in the Philippines longer than 2 years, they confiscating it, according to him. They take it. So he's 12, and by the time he gets 18, which is another 6 years, the money won't be there. So he had to transfer it to the United States. He said it cost him 4,000 pesos to transfer it to the United States. But he hasn't got a passport, anything. How I'm sure when he gets 18, he'll find a lawyer who's able to help him, have access to his money. But it's sad, man. It's sad, seeing someone. I mean, they shoot horses, don't they? I mean, when you're in so much pain, or when they can't do it. But this guy was in a lot of pain, man. But he's still plugging along. So, I wish him the best. My prayers are with him. He's going to the hospital on Friday. I don't know if he's going to have the procedure or not, but I will stop by and see him on Friday. So I just want him to know that he was special in my life. He was the only foreigner. Now a Trigger's in the house. Oh, shut up, Trigger. and I spoke about it one time and said, man, how can you let them call you? Oh, come on, man. Accept people for who they are. Should I be mad at him because he's able to tell me, I allow him to tell me to my face, what he's saying behind my back? No. I was with Russians, and one of the daughters of our close friend was dating a black man, and he was a Mercedes-Benz dealer. And when he found out she was going out with a black man, no, virtually disowned his daughter. No, no, you can't go with him. No, they're too dirty. They, all the horrible things that that he could think of. He would say about black people, and I'm sitting there, and, listening to him go on, and then he turned to me, except you, Gerard, you're different. And that's what I always got in my life. I always got, except you, Gerard, you're different. But he was honest. I didn't know to rather be mad at him or be grateful that he felt comfortable enough to really express how he is feeling around me. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a double-edged sword. Okay, so I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna put this little piece of footage in here. This little piece, that's what I wanted to talk to you about death. And there's another story I'm gonna tell you, maybe I'll tell you tomorrow. But I'm gonna put this little piece in here. Like I said, the mic, it does what it always do, I'm saying, and I apologize. Okay, so I'll be right back with this interview. I'll talk to you later. Peace. Okay, greetings everyone. Welcome to Gerard Black in the Philippines with the truth. I'm going to welcome you to my channel. I want to welcome all my subscribers, all my future subscribers. Please subscribe. All my scallywags, peaches, my triggers, all my haters, my commenters, each and every one of you, I want to say welcome to my channel. Well, I got some business to take care of today, and we were driving on the boulevard, and a place where we do copies, and it started to rain, so we decided to duck in from the rain. Remember I told you about how you never know who you're going to meet in the rain. So right now, let me introduce you to someone who I just met.
If it's raining, I don't go out riding my motorcycle. If I'm here in the city and it starts raining, I'll throw it on.
Tell everybody your name.
I'm John.
John, this is John. And John is from where?
Grew up just south of Buffalo, New York.
New York. What's your name?
Punky John.
Punky John. England. Okay. And what's your name?
Ryan.
Ryan? How you doing, Brian? Nice to meet you. Okay, so John, how long have you been in the Philippines?
5 years.
And enjoy it, like you said. You wouldn't be here 5 years, yeah?
I wouldn't be here 5 years. I bounced around Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, Nepal, bounced around a bunch of places. I was up in Angeles City. I was almost ready to leave the Philippines. One of my friends said, go to Dumaguete. I've never left.
Wow. So what is the major difference between all those cities? I know Angeles has its own,
Angeles gets boring after a while because, for me at least, same thing every day.
Right, okay.
Here you got the sea. There's probably 4 or 5 different coral reefs you can go to within a 30-40 minute ride.
So do you scuba dive?
No, just snorkel.
Oh, snorkel, okay.
There's plenty of waterfalls, hiking up on the mountain, and 3 or 4 really nice hot springs.
Wow. Okay. So what kind of work did you do in New York? What's your profession?
Electrical engineer in Maryland.
Oh, Maryland?
I grew up in New York.
Right.
After college, I lived just north of D.C.
Okay, and you decided to come to the Philippines after visiting other Asian countries. I've always wondered about Vietnam. How is Vietnam? Because that was one of the places I thought about going, but the only reason I didn't go because I didn't feel they spoke enough English to go to Vietnam.
That is one of the primary problems with Vietnam. Almost none of the shopkeepers will talk enough English to make a sale. Other than that, no one speaks any English at all.
You got a wife, girlfriend, or what?
Nah, not right now.
Okay.
Maybe later.
Okay. Well, there's plenty of that's Okay, so what advice would you give someone about following their dreams and their goals?
Well, do it.
Just do it.
Everyone told me I was fucking nuts. You're insane. You're gonna get off the plane. The taxi driver gonna take you to a dark alley and kill you before you get. Sorry, guys.
Right.
See you later.
Right.
I've been gone almost 7 years. I've been talking since I was 30, 35 years old. I've been telling everyone, I'm gonna retire in Southeast Asia. That's drunk talk.
Right.
No, it's not drunk talk.
There you go.
Look, I got my passport. Yeah. Look, I got my plane tickets. Yeah. Goodbye.
Where's John? He's in Asia. Good for you, man. Good for you. You know, one thing I wanted to say is that I know for me, when I first came to the Philippines, and when I got off the plane and got into a taxi, I came into Cebu. And we were driving to my hotel. It was a culture shock. It was like, oh hell, where the hell are you taking me? Look at it, everything looked bombed out. Everything looked people on the street like this. I said, wow. But yeah, I can understand, someone probably thinking that. And then when I got off the plane, all the Filipinos were so short. And I said, wow. I could take any 5 of these little short. John, you sound like somebody I like to hang out with. I'm gonna give you a calling card. You hit me up. Punky. So tell us about where you're from.
England, London, a long time ago.
A long time. How long you been in the Philippines?
23 years.
Huh?
23 years.
23 years.
Oh,
wow. Yeah. Do you go back at all?
I went back about 10 years ago.
Okay.
No more now.
Nothing there.
Happy here now, every day.
Yeah.
Happy.
Okay. So, are you married or?
Broke up, but we're still good friends. Got a daughter. Still good partners. So.
Right. Okay. So, what kind of work did you do before you retired?
A docker. Steve docker.
A what? A docker?
Yeah.
Dock worker.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you involved in the mob?
No. They would have been gone.
No. I watch a lot of The Untouchables. You ever heard of The Untouchables? With Elliot Ness and Robbins. I watch it every day. First, I went through the Fugitive thing with David Jensen, The Fugitive, him running. And then, so now I'm into The Untouchables. I like watching them old black and white movies, this like this.
In the USA, dock workers and truck drivers are unions.
All they want is your money, nothing else.
Right. Is it different? Is it any different anywhere else in the world? That they want your money or what?
Well then, very little, but here, they're very clever. They'll get your money.
I'm going to ask you both a question. Because you've been here for 5 years and you've been here for 20. If you were to start a business here in the Philippines, what kind of business would you think would be good to go into?
Computer. The only one.
What, on the internet? Online.
A lot of people work online.
Yeah.
That would probably be your best bet, is working online.
Wow. So
whatever else you do, you'll fail and they'll get you one way or the other. You just, online, you do anything.
They can't, as long as you got good internet, they can't do anything about it.
Okay. All right. Okay, so thank you for your time, gentlemen. All right, John.
Nice to
Okay.
Gerard?
Like Gerard on The Fugitive.
Gerard.
Well, Gerard.
I wasn't sure whether you said Gerard or Gerard.
Oh, Gerard.
Gerard.
Okay.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Yeah, same here. Okay, remember, dreams are nothing more than plans awaiting action. Never disrespect the elderly, always pull someone up. And sometimes you're the only one to see your vision. And the best revenge in life is to live good. Are we living good today?
We both got a beer.
We hope you are too. If you're lucky enough to have a woman like Ollie Woodson, former lead singer of the Temptation One song, treat her like a lady. And ladies never say no. Okay? And if you're lucky enough to have a good man like us, make us feel like a king. Okay, we'll talk to you later. Peace. Want to thank me on the camera. I'll be right back.